This is Harlan, project lead for Project Oddity. So, last week we've been exploring some things. We had a minor bug, but it's fixed now. Just something got imported wrong. But yeah, Kenny from the Crimson Knights team showed me a very simple code that allows us to make cinematics. It's pretty much just a few lines that allow us to set a timer of when the cinematic should end and what scene to go back to. So we've been just poking around with that, and it looks like it should be fairly simple to implement. So I'm going to start making more cinematics for that so that we can have death scenes and cut scenes and all that. Should be pretty easy to implement. But yeah, besides that, the last 5 weeks we were able to get the majority of Act 1 done. We have pretty much linear progression so that we can actually go through a couple puzzles and finally get through the end without having to loop a lot. There's a lot of logic stuff we can still work on, minor details, but for now I think we've got the bare basics. Due to time limits, we might not be able to get all of the fancy details I would like in the game. We definitely have some sprite sheets being made, and that's going to give us some motion in the world. I would like to expand more on that, but that's going to take some time. For now, we've got an additional member from outside of UAT who's going to try and help with design work. So designers and everyone else, you might notice him email you every once in a while. Don't be worried, he'll be able to help. But yeah, feel free to ask me anything you need. Right now we're just going to build the second arc. The main progression is all about try to escape the town. We will have a couple options. Try to leave through the desert and fail. It'll just take you through an infinite loop of roads and eventually just leads you back to town, or eventually, if we can get it set up, you can randomly run into encounters that could kill you or reward you with random loot like bullets or something off your past corpses or something like that. But for now, the desert's going to be very basic. Other option is to explore bits of the town. There's a lot to work with. I made a very basic map with Lawrence. Lawrence has done some pretty good overlay detail. Go ahead and check that out. It should be in the build and in Slack. Everyone who works online or has their own personal computer might notice Slack should still be working fine, but at UAT, Slack doesn't really pop up for anyone. So if they don't respond on Slack, that's probably why. I can see everything on Slack, no worries, so feel free to chat with me. But yeah, other options: explore the town, go through basic alleyways, meet up with some minor characters if anything, go through the apartments. That's like the main area that we can walk through, is just try to crawl through the apartments and eventually get to the police station, where we can run into our second escape option, which is try and steal a cop car and try to leave town. This, of course, will end badly for us, and the more we attempt this, like maybe 2 to 3 times of failing, then the cops start to, understand that we don't die permanently, and then they'll just try to capture us. And that leads to a bad circumstance where now we are wanted by the cops, and it makes it harder for us to move throughout town peacefully. Players could, of course, choose not to steal the car and just progress further into the town. Once you get to the park and the library, you're technically within Act 3 territory. Because around there, that's where we can actually explore more about the lore of the town. It's, of course, hidden in subtlety and, mistruths, but yeah, once we get to the library, then we're technically at the boundaries of Act 3, which will allow us to eventually end a basic playthrough. The main goal is to try and get at least one complete playthrough for the demo, and then we can add a couple more here and there as last details. And then from there we have a basic demo to try and ship, and if it's good enough, we can probably get some funding. But we'll see about that. Anywho, yeah, for the next 5 weeks we're going to be working on fine-tuning cinematics. Artists will pretty much be trying to make things come alive, give more assets to be built in the world, and just developing the major routes for Act 2. Try to escape the desert, don't go very far, explore parts of the town, interact with some characters, brainstorm some characters. We can't use all of them due to time constraints, but yeah, try to crawl through the back alleys and the apartments to eventually try and steal a cop car or explore further into the town, until we eventually try to get to the center of the town for Act 3, where we can then try to use the government leader's main resources as a way of escaping. So that's the basic plan, and yeah, you might notice I did some basic screen captures with my phone because Windows 10 does not like OBS for some reason. I got to keep fiddling with some settings on my laptop for it to work. So I'll try it again some other time to capture the screens better for you guys. But for now, that's the basic thing. So, alright, so yeah, everyone, keep on working. If you have any questions, feel free to talk to me, Harlan. My last name's not Dirgewood, but Dirgewood is my moniker. You can use it to find most anything online about me. But yeah, feel free to talk to me on Slack, email me. I should have posted my phone number everywhere for you guys to text me if needed. If you try to call me on my cell phone, you may not be able to hear my voice, so calling is no longer usable until I get a new phone or find out what's wrong with my phone. But yeah, Slack, email, that's the best, of course. And these videos will try to keep you up to date. Yep, that's about it. So I welcome the new team and any new people. Basic thing you gotta do is read all the documentation, check out what we're doing, and talk to everyone who's been on the team, and of course me. Always talk to me because I'm the main filter, and I'll try to keep everything straight as possible. So have a great day, and thanks again for being part of Oddity.